So in the last lecture, we learned how we are going to implement advanced filtering in our Express application. And for that, if I go to Postman, in the query string, if I want to use a field like ratings, let's say ratings is equal to 4.5. And here, instead of checking the equality, if I want to check for greater than or equal to, after this ratings, we are going to specify a square bracket, and inside that, we are going to use the operator like GTE, which stands for greater than or equal to. So in MongoDB, if we want to compare a value for greater than or equal to, we use GTE. Then let's say if I also want to check for cheapest price. So after filtering all the documents for a city, after that I want to use another query string, which is cheapest price. And here let's say cheapest price is equal to 300. And instead of checking for equality, I want to check for all the documents where the cheapest price is less than 300. So after the cheapest price, I'm going to use a set of square brackets. And inside that, I'm going to use the LT operator. So currently, if I send the request, we are getting all the documents in the result, and the simple reason for that is in the last lecture what we are doing is we have created this getFinalFilterQuery function, which is currently returning an empty object, and that's what we are passing to this find method. So since we are passing an empty object, this find method is going to return us all the documents from the collection. But the filter query here will look something like this. Okay, so let me copy this filter query. And in this lecture, we are going to implement this getFinalFilterQuery function. So inside that, I'll paste that filter query object for the reference. So currently in the filter query object, we will have city property because that's what we have specified here. And its value will be Mumbai. Then in the query object, we will have another property, cheapest price LT. And its value will be 300. And we will have ratings GTE property with value 4.5. So it will look something like this. But now what we need to do is, if a property is not using any operator like LT, LTE or GT or GTE, then we are going to read it as it is and we are going to assign it with the assigned value. But if a property contains something like LT or LTE or GTE or GT, then from that property, we are going to extract that part, basically this part, and from within that, we are going to get this operator name. And before this, we are going to append a dollar. And then to this cheapest price, we are going to assign an object. In the same way, to this ratings, we are going to assign an object. In that object, we are going to use the operator prefixed with dollar. And to that, we are going to assign these values, which are basically assigned to these properties. So let's see how we can do that. So this type of query object, we are going to receive as an argument for this query object parameter. So the first thing which we are going to do is we are going to loop over each of these properties. For that, I'm going to use for in loop. So here I'll say for const key in this query object. Okay, so here we are looping over each key, each property of this query object. And what do we want to do? First, I want to get the value of each of these properties. So for that, I'll create a variable. I'll call it value. And to get the value, I can simply say query object of key, like this, right? So this is going to return us the value for each of the property. Now, in each of these properties, I want to check which property has the operators like GTE, GT, LTE or LT. So I want to find all those properties which contains an operator. For that, I'm going to create another variable. I'll call it as match. And here on the key, basically on the property name, I'm going to use a method called match. And to this match, I'm going to pass a regular expression to find all those properties which contains an operator. And if it finds a property like that, which contains an operator, this match function is going to return us an array. Otherwise, it will return us null. So what regular expression do we need to pass here? So first of all, since we want to pass a regular expression, I'm going to use two slashes, and within that slash, I'm going to specify a square bracket, because if you see here, I want to find all the properties which ends with square brackets, and inside that we have some value like LT, LTE, GTE, and GT. So I'm specifying these square brackets here because each property here will end with a square bracket, and inside that we can have values. So since we can have multiple values, I'm going to group them together inside a parenthesis. And what values we can have? We can have GT, then I'll use pipe, I'll say GTE, and remember that there should not be any space between them. Okay, so it can be GTE, GT, then again I'll use OR operator. It can be LTE or LT. So LT or LTE. So I'm going to check for these four operators in the property. And since I want to check for these properties at the end of the property name, here what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a parenthesis like this, and inside that I'll specify dot star. Okay. After that, let me use a backslash like this, and after this grouping also, I'm going to use a backslash like this. Now here, I'm also going to use this cap because we want to start the matching from the complete name, and I'm going to end it with a dollar. And this dollar, it is another anchor. So this cap and this dollar, these two are anchors in this regular expression. And this dollar ensures that the pattern must match all the way to the end of the input string. And there cannot be any characters after this closing square bracket. Okay. Now understanding this regular expression is not that important, but if you want to understand it in a better way, I'll suggest you to get this regular expression and ask ChatGPT or Gemini to explain it to you in a better way. Anyway, now as I mentioned, this match method is going to return null if a property does not contain any of these characters like GTE, GT, LTE, or LT. So for example, for this property, it is going to return null because it does not have any operator. But for these two properties, it is going to return us an array. And I'm going to show you how that array will look like. So here, let's say console.log, and let me go ahead and let me log this match. Okay, let's save the changes. Let's go to Postman once and let's make a request. And if I go to terminal, there you will see it has logged this value. So basically for the first property, for the city property, since it does not contain any operator, it is null. For the second property, it has logged this array, and for the third property, it has logged this array. So in here, we are interested in the second element, which is the property name, and this third element, which is the operator which we are using. So here, this is the actual property which we are getting from the client. From that, we have extracted the property name and the operator which we want to use on that property. So these are the two elements which we are interested in. So let's go back to VS Code. And now what I'll do is we will check if match is a truthy value, if it is not null. In that case, inside this if condition, first we are going to get the field name. So here I'll create a variable, I'll call it as field name. And to get the field name from this match, if it is not null, it is going to store an array. And in that array, the second element is going to be the field name. And the second element will be at index 1. So this will return us the field name. Then we also want to get the operator. So for that, I'll say const, and here I'll create another variable called operator. And to get the operator, as we have seen, the third element is going to be the operator. If I go back to terminal, the second element is the field name and the third element is the operator. So I want to get that third element. So here the index for the third element will be 2. Now here in front of this operator, I want to use dollar symbol because in MongoDB, an operator starts with a dollar symbol. So I'm also going to modify it a little bit. So here what I'll do is I'll select this and I'll use backticks here. And here I'm going to use template literal syntax. So I'll wrap this complete expression within this template literal syntax like this. Okay, and this semicolon should come outside. So again, this is going to return us the value at second index in this match array. And to that value, I want to prefix it with a dollar. So I'll use a dollar like this. And now this is going to give us the actual operator name. Now what we need to do is we also need to check if this field name is already added to this final filter query or not. If it is not added, then only we are going to assign it with an object. So for example, let me remove this console.log statement from here for now. Okay, so inside this if statement, we are going to write another if statement, and there we will check if the final query, this final filter query object, if this object already contains this field. So here we are basically looping over each property name, and for each iteration we are going to check if that field is already added to this final filter query object. So here for that I'm going to use the field name. So here if I use not operator on this, basically I'm telling if this field name is not already added on this final filter query object, in that case just go ahead and add it. So again I'll copy this line. Okay, so I'm going to add it and I'm going to assign it with an empty object, because the operators which we want to use, this LT, LTE, GT, GTE, these operators, we need to use it inside a document. So to this cheapest price, basically here what we need to do is, let's say I'm looping over this cheapest price property. So here, how the filter query will look like. First, we need to have the property name, which is cheapest price. And to that, we need to assign a document, right? So that's what I'm doing at this line. Okay. To this cheapest price property, I'm assigning a document. And in that document, we are going to use properties like $GTE, $GT, $LTE, $LT, etc. Here I want to use $LT property and value as 300. So at this line, what I'm doing, I'm simply assigning an empty object to the property. Okay, and in the next line, what I'm going to do, so this I'm going to do only if the property is not present in this final filter query object. If the property is present, in that case, this if statement will be not executed. Okay, and after this, inside this object, we need to add the operator which we want to use. So for that, we are going to say final filter query of field name. So what this is going to return us? This is going to return us this empty object. In that empty object, I want to create a property. And what should be the property name? The property name should be this operator, which we are creating here. So again, I'm going to use another set of square brackets and I'm going to pass this operator. What this line will do, it is basically adding a property like LT inside this object. Okay, so this operator name is LT, and actually there we will also have a dollar like this. And to this, I want to assign the value. Now, where do we have the value? We are already storing it in this value variable. So I'm going to pass it here. So if the value is 300, in that case, this $LT will be assigned with 300. This is just for example. And this will create a proper query filter object for us. Now, we also have some properties where we are not using an operator. So this if statement will be executed for those properties where we are using an operator. But if we do not have an operator, like for example for the city property, in that case, what we are going to do, we are simply going to say, we are going to use this final filter query. Okay, there I'm going to use the key. So basically here we are looping over each property name of this query object and we are assigning that property name to this key. So here I'll say final filter query of key equal to the value which we have read for it. So we do not want to do any change in that. We just want to add that property to this final filter query. All right. And finally, we are going to return it. Now, before returning, what I'm also going to do is I'm going to log this query object. Okay, just to show you how we received it from the client. And I'm also going to log this final filter query just to show you how it looks after we have updated the filter query. If I save the changes, let's go to Postman, and this time this logic should be working. If I send the request, you will see that now we are receiving only 3 documents in the response. So this advanced filtering logic is now working. And before I show you the result, let's go to terminal, and there you will see, if I scroll down, there you will see this is how the query object was read from the client. There in the property name we have square bracket and then the operator name. Okay, and this is how we have modified it. So you see, from these properties we have extracted the actual property name, to that we have assigned a document, and inside that we are using an operator. So now our advanced filtering logic should be working as expected with this implementation. All right, we are already calling this function inside this getAll method, and we are passing this filter query which we are receiving from this getFinalFilterQuery method to this find method. Okay, so everything should be working as expected. Let's go back to Postman. So here you will notice that currently we have all the documents where the city is Mumbai, where the cheapest price will be less than 300. Here it is 250, and ratings will be greater than or equal to 4.5. So this will be the case for all other documents. Here ratings is equal to 4.5 and price is 220, which is less than 300. And here ratings is 4.6, city is Mumbai, and cheapest price is 280, which is less than 300. Now instead of checking for the city, I just want to check for cheapest price and then the ratings. If I send the request, this time we should get all the documents where the cheapest price is less than 300 and its rating is greater than or equal to 4.5. Here, cheapest price is less than 300 and its rating is greater than or equal to 4.5. Same should be the case for other documents. And if I want to filter for only those documents where the ratings is greater than or equal to 4.5, or maybe what I'll do is I will search for those documents where the ratings is greater than or equal to 4.7. If I send the request, this time we have received 16 documents in the result. And here the rating should be either equal to 4.7 or it should be greater than 4.7. So here it is equal to 4.7. Here also it is equal to 4.7. Here it is 4.8, which is greater than 4.7. So our advanced filtering logic is working as expected. And with this, we have completed the filtering logic in our Express application. I hope it was clear and you were able to understand what I am explaining. But still, if you have any questions from this lecture, then you can feel free to ask it. This is all from this lecture. Thank you for listening and have a great day.